Hi there, everybody. So, time for me to comment on your comments. And I'm going to start with one that I actually read last night, but the conversation has developed. So, this is Nitu. At first, she instigated me to speak against others and simultaneously provoked others to speak against me. She was kind of putting words into our mouths, although her deceitful tactics remained hidden at first. Slowly the scales dropped from our eyes. Her true colours started becoming visible to us. So this is where Nitu's corrected it, and that's good. And then Manji says, "Now you tell, dear." And Nitu says, "This is nothing but a fictitious tale, Manji. My colleagues can't fool me. Come on, I wasn't born yesterday. Ha ha. With your experience, with years of experience, I can easily tell if they're playing politics. I'm sure you too have gone through all this. Am I correct? By the way, have they started schools in Kolkata or still online?" And then Manji says, "I used to be a gullible person before, but now I've become cautious and try not to be a victim of dirty politics. Yes, most of the schools have started offline classes in Kolkata, and board exams are going on." And then Nitu says, "Agreed. Sooner or later, one must learn to steer clear of such negative people at work." Yes, the politics of work is the worst thing about it. Okay, so let's go on. I think we start with this one by Kenny Budwa. So, great to have you, Kenny. Damn, educating the masses for free. That's pretty sexy. Notice this should be DAMN, because just with an M, it's something that blocks a river. Thank you, Kenny. And Mannequin. There should be more demarcation line on the road. So, there, plural. More demarcation lines with an S. There is a demarcation between Mexico and Texas. Okay, thank you, Mannequin. Be careful with your singulars and plurals. It's something you tend to do. He swooned when I put him in a chokehold. Good English. The girls swooned when they saw their favourite celebrity eating at a restaurant. She swooned over me. Good English, Mannequin. And user. So good night. Good night, Pepax. Great to see you. And P. Sir Alexander, I just saw something. Walk like a king, or walk like you don't care who the king is. I really like this phrase. Yeah, walk like you don't care who the king is. Yeah, if you go into somewhere where you shouldn't be, go like you own the place, and people won't stop you because they're a bit afraid of getting into trouble. This reminds me a little bit of "Walk Like an Egyptian," but that's quite an old song. So, great to have you, P. Thank you for sharing that. And Ronan. Okay, a flame for swoon. BB says, "When I see ooh or R, I really swoon." And Ronan says, "If you see either of them, you probably will." And then Ronan says, as the Russians say, G. As the Russians say, G thinks he's just taking his pants off, and everyone just swooned over him. Okay, thank you, Ronan. And VG, my pleasure, VG. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the support. So, VG, what's the difference between wipe clean, wipe up, wipe off, wipe away, wipe down, mop up, in their non-figurative meanings? It was very dirty, so I wiped it. Okay, so I think wipe is just a movement with a cloth or with a sponge or something like that. It was dirty, so I wiped it. I get the feeling with this one that it's just something that's on the surface. It's very superficial. It was very dirty, so I wiped it clean. I think this clean is just adding emphasis. I guess I wiped it. It's probably quite easy. I wiped it clean. Maybe the emphasis says it needed more wiping. It was very dirty, so I wiped it up. Here I get the feeling that there's some sort of liquid or goo on the surface, yeah, and you want to absorb it, yeah. There was water on the floor, so I wiped it. I extended it everywhere. I wiped it up. I removed it. So I wiped it off. Okay, this is very definitely something on the surface. There was a mark on the mirror, so I wiped it off. I wiped it off the blackboard. Yeah, is to rub so that you can't see it anymore. I wiped it away. Okay, this is, I think, very similar to wiped it off, but I think maybe with more energy, with more elbow grease, hard work. Yeah, I wiped it away. It was very dirty, so I wiped it down. Okay, here it's probably less dirty and less effort. So, for example, even if the table is not really dirty, the waiter wipes it down after every client comes. I think this has more an idea of to clean by routine. Yeah. And the down again, this is emphasis. I think this is more a routine idea. It was dirty, so I mopped it up. Here, you're either using a mop or a sponge to absorb some sort of dirty liquid. Okay, that was good. And AK says, you always come up with nice questions, Victor. Well, it's good to have them because it makes these videos more interesting. Okay, I had to come back here to review the explanation. Middle, aka muddle. Okay, thank you, Luke. So, good luck with your segue, Luke. And Smin 7132. I grimaced at the result of the presidential election because the president-elect had been infamous as a corrupt prosecutor who is ignorant of the world. Good English. Very nice. I like it very much. Well done, Smin. Corrupt with a U, not an O. And Boris. Hi, Boris. Pero si tú dijiste que podía tomar el carro y regresarlo mañana. So, but you said that I could take the car and bring it back tomorrow. No, I said that you can borrow the car and give it back to me as soon as the meeting is over. No pongas palabras en mi boca. Don't put words into my mouth. Yeah, I didn't say tomorrow. I said after the meeting. Okay, thank you, Boris. And Jack Black in 10 years. Hi, Trump. FJB. Okay, Blackjack 10 years from now. I like that. It's from the thumbnail. And Fluke. Hi, Fluke Dog Walker. Great to have you. Excuse me, I haven't had the privilege of being informally introduced to you. My name is Bond. James Bond. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Fluke. That's a good self-introduction. Mohammed Al-Bunaga. Great to have you. The director was trying to make the film pick up more steam, attract more people, and get more revenue. And the sequel was the cliffhanger of the film. Okay, I think maybe of the series, because the sequel is a separate film. Thank you, Mohammed. Great to have you. And light pole wielding, to wave around. So you've been watching a shot, fire a shot across somebody's bows. That's good. And great to have you, light pole. Jerem. So, was the Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov being mendacious when he said that Russia did not invade Ukraine? It is mendacious for them to call their call their actions a special military operation instead of a war or invasion. The United States government called the Vietnam War a police action. Is there mendacity in using euphemisms to describe killing and destruction? Is it gaslighting? I love this word, gaslighting. It seems mendacious when it is done to deny wrongdoing. I quite agree with you, Jerem. I don't like the use of euphemisms, particularly to deny what you're doing. So, thank you, Jerem. Great. And Jerem again. Is a Russian soldier who surrenders to Ukrainian forces a turncoat if he does it because he thinks that what Putin is doing is morally wrong? Does motive matter? I think motive is very in our lives is very important, but it's important for us, why we do things. So the question is, is it morally wrong? No, he's following his morals, but this is very definitely a leading question. Yeah. No, it isn't, because what he thinks Putin is doing is morally wrong. Okay, maybe. Well, let's leave the leading question bit out. Thank you, Jerem, anyway. And Fluke, hi Fluke. The reason why giraffes don't talk is that they dislike stilted conversations. This is a great pun. I love it. Thank you. So, stilts, tall sticks, and a stilted conversation is a conversation that it doesn't flow naturally. It's just very forced. Great pun. Thank you, Fluke. And this is Jerem. Hi, Jerem. The mother of all gaslighters, the Russian foreign minister, said that Russia did not invade Ukraine. Wait, what? Did I hear him say that? But I just saw videos of Russian tanks inside Ukraine. Am I going nuts, or is he going nuts? My brain can't handle this. War is peace and peace is war, right out of the book 1984 by George Orwell. George Orwell was quite prescient, wasn't he? The truth is what Big Brother says it is. Yeah, the truth is what Big Brother says it is. But that also happens in our own society. The truth is what the government say it is. I think that's true, unfortunately, everywhere. Doom. Is the world doomed? Putin versus the Ukraine. Thank you, Jerem. To inure. Will we become inured, accustomed to bad scenes? Will we become inured to the scenes of death and destruction in Ukraine? I think we already have become inured to scenes of death, destruction, famine in Africa and Russia. I think probably personally one of the major differences with the Ukraine is these people are white Anglo-Saxon, maybe they're Catholics or Protestants, but I think the situation in the Ukraine is as bad as in many other countries. What about Syria or other places? I think maybe in some ways we're maintaining false standards here as well. Unbeknownst has 3 vowels out of 11 letters. That's unusual for English words. Yes, it is. Normally English, unbeknownst, English has a lot more vowels. And Pranjit Borgain. Hi Pranjit, normally your English is pretty good. A seashell, despite being cast out by the sea waters, still resonates with its sound. I love that. Yeah. So the sea is still in it. I love that. It's lovely book, Pranjit. And Static. Hi Static. I hate it when people try to overanalyze what I'm saying, and as a consequence of that, put words in my mouth. That's good English. I just take what I say at face value. No need to scrutinize every word in a captious, nitpicking manner. It's quite vexing. It's a lovely phrase. Well done. Thank you, Static. And P. 5:23 a.m. You slept a bit longer. That's good. Okay, you can sail through, but at what cost? You can hear the birds in the video. That's nice. Yeah, I like to live in places where you can hear the birds tweeting. It really is. So, good morning. I think that, yeah, that's probably morning. Yes, definitely. Ibn Hassan. Hi, Ibn. Could you please explain what does unleash the sheep mean? Well, to unleash, to let go, to let it out of the to let it off the lead, to untie it. Unleash the sheep. I wonder what's meant by the sheep. I think maybe education unleashes the sheep. It helps, it empowers people. I think if I'm going to read something into this, read words into this, I would say that this is to empower people, to let people make their own decisions, not force them to make their own decisions. But I would also be interested for anybody else's opinion on this, unleash the sheep. And no, I can't do it. So, okay, the Netflix joke. Oh, don't complicate such a simple thing. You torrent plus Rutcracker. Okay, yes. Obviously, the joke is silly. It doesn't have any basis because there are a million other ways to get films. Definitely. Vasily. Vasily. I think that says Vasily. I think. Okay, so Smin. The presidential candidate was inexorable in the campaign, even though it was revealed that he was corrupt as a prosecutor. Then he became a president. What a tragedy. Good English, Smin. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. And Static. Muddle is the only word that makes sense to me, and it's the right answer. And Nitu, thank you for your time, sir. Wish you a wonderful weekend. Thanks, you too. Thanks for watching, Nitu. And thanks for all your lovely comments. And Giliola. Hi, Giliola. In fact, I know people who may not do it out of malice, but feel a special pleasure in putting words into someone's mouth. It's as if they could always know something more than others. Okay, I like it. I like your the positive spin you put on putting words into someone's mouth. Okay, that's very good. I like it, Giliola. Thank you. And so AK says, okay, the video's just come out. Hello. And AAA says hello, so hello to you too. So it's great to have you two here and watching and being such friends. That's a really nice thing. And 7:10 a.m. Cuckoo, Alex. Good morning, Alex. So, good morning, P. Great to have you. Thank you. And, okay, Akshat. So, AK. Indian mythology has so many incidents where someone morphed into a strange creature to carry out a difficult task. One such specimen, one such example, one such incident. Yeah, a specimen is more like something you catch or something you take to do research on. Hinges upon a demon, I like that, hinges upon, who had the blessing of being immortal. No man, animal, or weapon could kill him, as he named them when the bird asked about his blessing. He did not mention women because he considered them too weak to kill a man. He was wreaking havoc around the world and killing so many innocents. That is when the goddess Parvati, a woman, morphed into a fiercely aggressive goddess called Kali, a 10-armed and multiple-headed goddess with a third eye in her forehead, and slayed him. That's great English. I love it. Yeah, I think be careful with this word specimen. A specimen, this is much more technical, and what you've written is much more literary. Yeah, one such example, one such incident, one such incidence. Huh. I think Sir knows about the goddess Kali. Yeah, it's amazing pictures of her with these multi-arms. And great piece of writing, AK, and well narrated. I quite agree. So thank you very much, AK. I think that's well written. That's good. Very good indeed. And good use of morphed. So Zachary Mogeni. Hi, Zachary. Amazing definition. Thank you. And Baradwaj. Hi, Baradwaj. Hello, sir. I want you to make a video on riff off. And tell us how we can use it on a daily basis. Okay, so I think riff off. I have a feeling this is, a riff is a piece of music, yeah? A short musical phrase, several notes together. I'm wondering if you mean rip off, but riff off. I haven't used it as a phrasal verb, but I think it's just to say something easily. Because you know it by heart, by rote. What's the phrasal verb I was thinking of? To rattle off, maybe. Anyway, we'll see. Thank you, Bahradwaj. And AK, when I was younger, I used to tune in to watch shows in which women who had the ability to morph into serpents and avenge themselves on the families who had killed their loved ones at some point in the past. Now I think such shows are stupid. Are legends behind people who morphed into serpents common only in India? Let's see. I can't in Western legends. I can't think of anyone who morphed into a serpent. I can think of, I think it's Moses' staff that morphed into a serpent, his stick, from the Bible. But I would be interested if anybody else out there can give me an example of a European or Western example of somebody morphing into a snake. It's interesting. Okay, Manny. Hi, Manny. Great to have you. I guess as a verb, morph indicates change, but as a noun, I think it relates to the form, shape, or structure. Amorphous, that's very good. To morph as in to change, but the morphology, amorphous, talks about the shape. I think that's very, very observant, Manny. Well done, thank you. What would you want it to morph into if you had a choice? Well, I think I'd probably like to morph into an 18-year-old version of me, but keep the same mind. If I had and then AAA says, if I had a chance to morph into a pine tree, I would jump at it, as the tree symbolically represents abundance, longevity, peace, and steadfastness. Okay, that sounds great. I love it, AAA. So, Detract. Hi, P. Great to see you. And Navanitha. Hi, Navanitha. Stop putting words into my mouth. I didn't say anything wrong about you to her. Very good indeed. And P. 844. Her teeth overlapped in the centre of her smile, and she had protruding canines. This, however, did not detract from her charm and the loveliness of her face. But then remember, P. Beauty is only skin deep. Yeah, beauty's only what we see. It's much more something that is in the mind, in my opinion. So, Mubarak al-Dosari. I don't get. Well, if you don't get it, to morph to a form or to change into. Yeah. Okay, so thank you for watching, Mubarak. Morph, yeah. To morph, to shift, to change, yeah. Mesomorph, amorphous, yeah. And then as a verb, to morph. And Yogeshwari. Good evening, good morning, Yogeshwari. Great to have you. Thanks for commenting. And Kizikilari. Okay, great to have you, Kizikilari. Thank you a lot, sir. Would you make a video about the linking word albeit? Okay, I'll put you a link here because I've got, I'm sure, at least one, if not two or three. And Sheed. This is good. You're being braver. I love it, Sheed. Well done. This is one of the important things in English. You need to be brave and hala and just do it. Let's see. If I make mistakes, I make mistakes, but this is the best I can do. And this is a really important attitude, particularly in speaking. Yeah? Don't second guess yourself. Do the best you can. And that's it. In the universe, there are areas called nebulas where clouds of gas and dust merge together, shrinking and swirling. They form a circle. Spelling. When it morphs into a dense sphere, it continues to shrink and whirl, which heats up the entire structure until it reaches 10 million degrees C. 10 million K. At this stage, a gigantic nuclear explosion occurs and a newborn star shines. That's brilliant English. Well done. It sounds sophisticatedly academic, says AAA. Great work, Sheed. I agree with you, and I like that phrase, sophisticatedly academic. Using adverbs to describe adjectives improves the quality of your English. Yeah, it makes it much more elegant. Well done, both of you. Bright morning. Good, my teacher. How are you? I'm very well, thank you, Katia. Great to see you. Hope you have a good Friday, had a good Friday and good Saturday and good Sunday to you. And Danny Dollars. So great to see you watching again. Thank you, Danny. AAA. Hi, AA. The flamboyant young prince who used to be full of himself and was well known for a knack of treating people unfairly, morphed into a visionary ruler, promising to build a realm where everyone would live with dignity, without brooding over the future. Unfortunately, I'd been thinking this statement didn't hold water, since he had a nasty tendency to stick his oar into other kingdoms' affairs. Good work, AA. Well done. That's very elegant. I really like it. Congratulations. And P, 6 minutes to 9. It had been raining heavily for quite a while. The cobbled street shone brightly, glistened with dark intensity here and there. In between two yellow-grey or chalky red mounds of stone, between the pavement and the descending wet road, small rivers of rain glittered as they crisscrossed, zigzagged, making soft pitter-patter music with falling droplets. I love this zigzag making soft pitter-patter music. There was the sharp needle sound of the drops on her thick plastic shopping bag. I like the use of sharp needle sounds, tucked securely under her arm, and the light, cool petal sound of the drop on her nose slipping creepily into her mask. The motley hued graffiti on the walls gleamed and glistened like glossy raincoats on a rainy day. There were feasts or fodder for photographers. The pedestrian crossings were bright shining bands of muddy black and veined yellow-white. Ooh. You could see on the road the reflection of the houses, pale distant yellows, and the glimmer of the street lamps, throwing off large yellow glints mingled with soft wet orange in between the delicate latticed iron. It's a very, very nice, very well-written literary text. Very good indeed. I love all the description. I love all the metaphors and similes. This is really, really good. Well done, Patricia. That's really excellent. Yes, you've taken the words and you've done and you've made a text out of them. That's brilliant. That's really good. And I'm glad YouTube didn't swallow it. Okay, so 10 to 10. Hi, Alex. This is what I read somewhere. People who live in glass houses should always wear clothes. That's very good. You say you don't get jokes, but that to me is definitely a joke. Yeah, I think you've got a good sense of humour. And P. Okay, remiss. So, thanks for watching, P. Yellows, reds, oranges, and violets today. Oh, and a blue at the end. And Lukash. Hi, Lukash. Thank you. Great movie. I'd probably call it a clip or a short. But I do not understand one thing. Why in the first phrase before the words does not exist the article? So why in the first phrase is there not the article the? And the second one, it has. I think this is a great question, Lukash. Okay, in the second one, you took the words out of my mouth. This means you are saying the exact specific words. And here, clearly, the is essential because these are these individual specific words. However, put words in someone's mouth. These are not words that I say. I'm thinking about it. You put the word. So stop putting the words into my mouth. I guess you could use the here. It would be possible, but I think more normally we don't. He's always putting words into my mouth, and here it's words generally. Yeah, I think probably no the, because this is not what I said. Yeah, and I haven't said this, so these are not the specific words that I said. This is not the idea that I was trying to convey. It's your idea, yeah, and therefore putting those words in my mouth maybe, but I think better without it, although maybe you could. This is a great question about the. I like it. Look at the difference between these two, because putting words into my mouth, you're putting words into my mouth. This is not talking about the specific words that I said, and I think that's why. Okay, thank you, Lukash. And Patricia, great to have you again. By the way, Alexander, do you know the pianist Hélène Grimaud? There are two videos I watched this morning. Beethoven, purple outfit, great with her blonde hair, and Bach. She's in pastel colours there with long flowing trousers. I love the way they glide from her knees to her ankles. She has a gold necklace in both. I don't, but I will have a little look at her later. Thanks for sharing this, P. That's lovely. I also like your description. And, okay, so Funda gets it. Hi, Funda, great to have you. I'm really glad you get the joke. It's brilliant. And so, revelers, late night revelers making a lot of noise. Thank you, P. And AAA. The answer is Wally. Absolutely AAA. I felt like a right Wally. Very good indeed. And Minati, Wally, absolutely. Notice Wally is a nickname for water, but I felt like a Wally. I looked like a Wally. He was such a Wally. I was a total Wally, an idiot. And Roland, hi Ro, great to have you. The right of freedom of speech should be enshrined in law worldwide. Good English, Roland, very good indeed. And let's see. Let's just refresh. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon, unless we've got more comments. I bet we've got one or two. And, okay, yes, we've got more than one or two. And, wow, lots. Okay, so, and Funda. The complete burden of the family was on his shoulders. Yes, That's good English. Well done, Funda. You've used burden correctly. Your English is definitely improving. And the lovely Manji. Hi, Manji. After watching this video, the first example that comes to my mind is that of Dr. Jekyll, a dynamic scientist being morphed into Mr. Hyde, an evil, unscrupulous man without any conscience. This radical transformation of the characteristic features of an individual might be considered as morphing. I think that's really good. I quite agree with you. I think somebody's character can morph into something different. Good work, Manji. Great to have you. Good morning. Well, no, to you, it's probably just after lunch. Nice to see you. And Roland. Hi, Ro again. The tourist guide warned her group of tourists that they should behave appropriately in the ancient ruins by virtue of the fact that it used to be a shrine. Good English. I like this, by virtue of the fact. Yeah, instead of because. It's a great phrase. Well done, Ro. I love it. And Manji. Hi, Manji again. Talking about morph, another example pops up in my mind. In Kafka's much-acclaimed novella Metamorphosis, Gregory, a commonplace salesman, finds himself metamorphized into a fly one morning. That's a very good reference. I love it. Yeah, this book Metamorphosis is an absolute classic. And AAA says such an astounding reference to literature. I wish I'd thought of that when making the video, Manji. I would have definitely included it. Great thing. Manji. Wally is the answer. Sometimes we feel like a right Wally after acting stupidly. Absolutely, I feel like a right Wally when I put my foot in it. And Roland. Hi, Ro. The human right movement, normally we say the human rights movement, that's the collocation. The human rights movements have spread quickly worldwide, albeit in some tyrannical countries people merely wish that the right of freedom of speech should be enshrined in law. Good English again, just that. Human rights movements, yeah, because there's more than one human right, and it's not uncountable here. And Roland, some people who used to deny global warming now have to change their opinions about this issue as they experience it firsthand. Nowadays, it is an undeniable fact that the winters are becoming milder. These scales have fallen from their eyes. Good English. Scales have fallen from their eyes. I would definitely put a the. It's probably not wrong without the, but it sounds a lot better and more normal. Yeah, this idea of climate change denial is ridiculous. Good English. Well done. And I can't remember what number it is. Yes, I went. I think it was Walter Wally. Very good, Donny. And let's refresh again and see if we've got some more. Wow, that was quite a set, wasn't it? Okay, so yeah, a Wally, an idiot, total moron. Yeah, you feel a Wally, you feel really stupid. So that's it for today. Take care, all of you. Bye bye.